Welcome to the Sci-Fi Continuum. I'm Stan, your narrator. Make sure you subscribe to our channel for more stories. I, Jacob Boothby, smuggler, pilot, occasional troublemaker, got in trouble again. In my defense, the job looked simple. Run a few crates across a quiet sector, pocket a tidy sum, and maybe flirt with the customs officer if I got stopped. Easy. Except the crates weren't exactly legal. The quiet sector was crawling with patrols, and the customs officer turned out to be a war cruiser commander with glowing eyes and zero patience. Which explains why I was now cargo, not metaphorically, literally. Sealed in a box like last week's shipment of space melons. A very clean, very shiny box, but a box all the same. No windows, no chair, just me, a humming force field, and the vague sense I'd been labeled like a crate of fruit. Now I've been in tighter spots. There was that time I hid in a shipment of counterfeit star wine to avoid tax officials, but at least back then no one had stamped me as cargo. The wall shimmered and split open. In stepped a woman, or close enough. She had skinned the shade of lilacs under moonlight, eyes bright enough to light a star chart, and a posture that said she was used to giving orders that people actually followed. Her uniform was crisp white, snug in ways that were probably illegal in 3 sectors, and the cap on her head bore an emblem I recognized at once. Nerillian Fleet. Great. I'd been picked up by the kind of people who usually confiscated my cargo and wrote long, angry reports about reckless human smugglers. She tilted her head, considering me like I was a particularly fascinating animal in a zoo. "You are not what I expected," she said, voice smooth as a gravity glide. "Let me guess," I said, stretching casually even though the box walls hummed with containment energy. "You ordered one antique hoverbike, and instead you got me." Her lips curved, not quite a smile, but close. "Your designation reads, human male, physically fit, potentially dangerous. My crew wanted to store you with volatile cargo." "Volatile?" I raised an eyebrow. "Lady, the most dangerous thing about me is my cooking, and maybe my dance moves." She stepped closer into the field. To my surprise, the energy parted around her like it was afraid to resist. She crouched, putting herself at eye level with me, and studied my face with an intensity that made my pulse quicken. "You are striking," she murmured. "Not weak, not trembling. Interesting." "Well, I do try," I said lightly, but my throat had gone a little dry. Her hand came up. Glowing lines of alien script shimmered across her wrist device. She scanned me, but it didn't feel like any scan I'd had before. The beam lingered across my chest, my arms, my throat, like it was savoring the experience. "You'll forgive me if I don't blush under a medical scan," I said. "This isn't medical," she replied, and her gaze softened in a way that sent heat right through me. "It's personal curiosity." The energy field dropped with a snap. Before I could stand, she reached down and took my wrist. Not roughly, not like a soldier with a prisoner, but with a strange tenderness. She helped me rise as though I were fragile crystal instead of a 6-foot man who had once fought 3 pirates with a wrench. "My name is Commander Farah of the Valora's Spear," she said, "and you will not be stored with the cargo. You will stay with me." I blinked. "In your quarters?" "Yes. I wish to understand humans closely." I should have argued. I should have said I wasn't some research project, that humanity was the galaxy's top dog, and I wasn't about to play pet to an alien commander. But her eyes were still on me, warm and mischievous, and my clever brain decided that being her guest might not be the worst fate. "Fine," I said, "but just so you know, I don't fold laundry." Her laugh was low and pleased, and before I knew it, I was following her out of the containment cell. Not as a prisoner. Not exactly free either, but definitely something else. Cargo? Nope. More like her prize. I'd been in a lot of quarters over the years. Captain's cabins, officers' bunks, And once a pirate king's stinking hammock, don't ask. But I'd never seen anything like Commander Farah's chambers. They were palatial, gleaming white with silver trim, panels pulsing softly with Nerillian energy designs. The centerpiece was a wide divan that could have fit an entire squad of soldiers. And judging by the look she gave me, she only wanted one occupant. "Sit," she said, motioning toward it. "Usually I buy a lady dinner first," I replied, but I sat anyway. The cushions molded around me, warm and inviting, like the ship itself wanted me comfortable. Farah shed her cap, letting her pale hair tumble around her shoulders. She stepped closer, hands clasped behind her back like she was inspecting a rare artifact. Her gaze never left me. "You fascinate me," she said simply. "Humans are the most advanced species, yet you, alone, were caught so easily." "Thanks," I said. "You make a man feel special." Her lips parted in amusement. She leaned down, and before I could throw in another witty remark, she kissed me. It wasn't rushed. Her mouth was warm, her hands sliding up to cradle my face as though I might break. I'd been kissed plenty of times, but never like I was being worshipped. When she finally drew back, her eyes glowed faintly. "Delightful. Again." And then she was in my